I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. It's happening. What do you mean? Y'all, this has been in the works for years. This is the sex ed video that I watched when I was in like 4th grade or something. And the process of getting this has gone from, well, let me just tell you the whole story, okay? So Karen, my production manager, she's been working with me for a while. At one point in that early time that she worked with me, I mentioned that in my sex ed, we watched a video where they went to a slumber party and the mom made a uterus pancake. And we thought, oh, great, we'll try to find that. And so Karen texted me, she said, I'm gonna find this video. And I was like, awesome. Well, turns out it doesn't exist on the internet, which is odd because we've found all of these very old sex ed videos. And it's somewhat of a interesting little rabbit hole that you'll go through of like people on Reddit talking about it. Is it a Mandela effect? Did it actually happen? Nobody can find evidence that it happened, but we all remember it happening. And this went on for a long time. She ended up calling a library after finding it somewhere up in the Northeast. And they were like, oh yeah, actually, real sorry. We gave away all our VHS tapes to people in the community, so we don't have that anymore. She called Procter & Gamble, who apparently produced the video themselves, and they were like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, we obviously do not have the 1990s pancake sex ed video. It's gone on and on. Culminating in a couple of months ago, I get this email from her, all caps, I think I found the pancake sex ed video. In the meantime, I had also like posted on my own Facebook of, you know, does anybody from our hometown work at the middle school? Can you go like rummage under the stage or in the depths of the library and see if you can find a copy of this? So we have tried everything. And she goes, look at this clip that I just watched on YouTube. So I'm gonna play it for you. It's from the Found Footage Festival, and huge shout out to these guys who have made this video possible.
I did some digging too, and I looked this up and I found a copy at a library in Rochester, New York. And I was like, oh, I could drive up there. It's 7 hours.
Only one person has ever been as dedicated to finding this video as Karen and I have been, and it's that dude.
So I called the library and they said, oh no, we got rid of all our VHS tapes years ago.
That's what happened to us.
And then, George, you found an article about a film festival called the International Pancake Film Festival. It's all films about pancakes.
Yes.
This has gone so deep now that not only could Karen not find it at Procter & Gamble themselves at a library, I couldn't find it from my friends back home who worked at the school, that now we had to find a pancake film festival because that's not the most niche thing that anybody's ever heard of.
Damon sent me their copy today digitally. They're going to send me the VHS soon. And Sarah's recollection was not far off. This is nowhere on the internet. It's nowhere on YouTube, nowhere online. Us and Kara and Damon now have the only copy. So
and now, yours truly. Why? Because the found footage guys are incredible. So if you like found footage and you want to go watch VHS tapes with these guys, I think they deserve your attention. And thank you so much to the found footage team for being so willing to share. I just reached out to them on Instagram and told them exactly the story that I've told you. And I'm sure they were like, who is this crazy doctor that is like overly excited to have found this? But they just emailed me a digital copy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I haven't watched it yet. This is a genuine like first reaction. Well, not first, I guess second, but you know, it's not since I was a child that I've watched it, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited! Oh my god, I'm so excited! That's the longest intro I've ever done. Let's get into it.
You sure I didn't get any mail?
No.
No, you're not sure?
No, you didn't get any mail.
I do not recall that this included a camping trip at all.
Let's make a vow, okay? Say after me. I will stay.
I will stay.
Out of doors.
Out of doors.
All night.
All night.
No matter what happens.
I guess we should go to sleep now. There's no moon at all.
None.
I'm not really scared though.
What kind of animal noise was that? I'm scared.
What was that?
Oh, Mrs. Stern's dog. It, always howls at night.
I don't know about y'all, but the experience of camping in your backyard is incredibly relatable to me. And I was the person who would just not go inside in the dark by myself, no matter what. It doesn't matter that we are in the backyard and the gate is locked and there's no way there's anybody or anything in this yard that can hurt me. I will not be getting out of this tent unless I think that I am dying. And if she's like that, then I guess that explains, why she went inside now. Maybe she was terrified because she didn't know what her period was. Who knows?
Do you have any stuff like those pads for when you get your period?
I think there are some in here. Is this your first time?
Yes. I had the starter kit with pads and everything, but it's home.
Pam has one of those. Since you're just starting, why don't you try a slender pad?
Well, it's great that she felt comfortable enough with her friend's mom to talk about that. I would have been mortified if I had my first period when I was her age at a friend's house, because I would not have wanted to tell any of my friends' moms. And I want my daughters and their friends to all feel very different and be able to talk about it with anybody, because it's just a normal part of life.
Your first period, Emily. Congratulations.
Thanks.
She's like, thanks.
You girls are growing up so fast. Oh, I can't believe that Pam is going to be 13 next month. Look at this. Last year when we were still living in Florida, we had Pam's party at the beach. Look how she's changed in just a year.
That's Pam?
Isn't it amazing? Oh.
Where is Pam? I would be waking my friend up like, listen, Pam, I'm not talking to your mom about how much you've changed since you had your birthday party at the beach while I'm having my first period with your mom. Please, wake up, get your butt out of this tent, get inside, and spend time with your mother and me while we talk about periods.
Sometimes I get grumpy for a few days before my period.
That happens to my sister, too.
Well, mood swings are normal. But if you do get cramps, you can use a heating pad to relax the uterine muscles. Or exercise. I used to exercise when I had cramps. Even taking a gym class helped a lot.
We've talked about this in one of my other videos where I talk about evidence-based PMS interventions, and you can go watch that whole video if you want, but exercise helps some people, and heat is a evidence-based way to reduce period pain. The one thing that you should always know is if your period is interfering, either because it's so heavy or it's so painful, with your ability to live your normal life, do your normal day-to-day things, then that is not normal and you should talk to someone about it.
Emily, if you want to change your pad, just put the used one in the wrapper of the fresh one before throwing it in the basket. Normally you should change your pad every 4 hours, or more often if you need to.
What if it doesn't have a wrapper?
Well, in that case, just put the used pads in toilet paper before throwing them out. Oh, you shouldn't flush it down the toilet.
Good practical advice for, 10-year-old me watching this.
You know the ones you wear inside?
Tampons?
Yes. My mother says I shouldn't use them first, except maybe for swimming.
I agree with her. You should wait until you're fully developed and your cycle is regular.
That's what she said.
Good.
Not really any, medical reason that you would have to do that. They might be easier to put in and take out once your cycle's more regular, because if you have really light cycles, then, which sometimes when you have your first couple of periods, they might be very light or irregular. My gosh, words are hard. But there's no, reason that you can't use tampons from the first period. If you're comfortable with that, then no problem.
Well, I am going to sleep. And you sleep well too, okay? Will you turn out the lights?
Sure.
That was so intense. I'm going to sleep and you sleep well too. Will you turn out the lights? It was like she didn't really trust her. This is incredibly important. Will you turn out the lights?
Thanks again, Mrs. Drexel.
You're welcome.
So far, I have absolutely zero memory of any of this.
Oh, look who's here. Good morning, girls.
Morning, Dad.
Congratulations. You did it, rain and all.
How about some pancakes for breakfast?
It's happening.
Honey, We're out of maple syrup.
I'll go to the store.
Would you? Oh, great.
Okay. I can do it.
What a wonderful, helpful dad he is. If it was today, we'd be like, I'll just order it from whatever 15 delivery services we have access to.
A raccoon or a porcupine or something.
Yeah, me too. Maybe it was a skunk. My father said he saw a skunk in our backyard once.
Maybe you heard me.
You? What do you mean?
I went into the house for a while.
You? What do you mean? I love the acting and everything. Everything we watch. I love the acting.
Emily!
We took a vow.
I had to. I got my first period.
You did?
You're lucky. I got mine at school.
What did you do? Didn't everybody see?
Like the boys?
No, there was just this little blood in my underpants. I had this pad in my bag, so I'd be ready. I guess if I didn't have it, I could have gone to the school nurse.
Excellent. Throw in some good information for the kids. You start at school, you don't have a pad, just go talk to the school nurse. Or if you don't have a school nurse, then talk to a teacher.
I'm growing. I can almost feel it. They're like tender, you know?
Yeah, I feel that. Maybe that means I'll get my first period soon.
Sure it does. And do you get clear gooey stuff in your panties sometimes? Leaves like this yellow stain. My mom says it's called vaginal discharge.
I have no recollection of this, but decent information. A bit slow. About we're 18 minutes in and all I've learned is if you start at school, ask the school nurse. Cramps can be normal. There's things you can do about it, and you might also get some discharge.
Do you have more and more hair down there and
10
under
minutes,
your
not
arms?
18.
A little more.
And look how you're getting wider here too.
And bigger up top, too.
It's a sure thing you'll be getting it soon.
Why did I expect her to start singing? I legitimately thought she was about to bust out in a song.
This is pretty. Pam, I like this picture.
Here, look. I love this one.
Yeah, it's neat.
See, here's where I got my first period.
Do you mark it every month?
Mm-hmm. It was 2 months before I got my next one.
That's what happens at first. It's not always regular.
Yeah, but see, now I get it every 28 days, though.
Great. Include some information about the fact that when you first start, it may not be regular. After that, it should come on a relatively regular time frame.
It's not much blood, you know.
How much?
My mom told me. I forgot.
The average flow of your whole period adds up to not more than half a cup. Sometimes periods last only a couple of days. Sometimes they last around a week. And within a period, some days and nights, the flow will be heavier than other times. Do you know where your uterus is?
Here?
A little lower.
Disowned. If my child didn't know that at 12, disowned. I'm kidding, of course. And also they are biased because of what I do. But I feel like this is fairly common knowledge of 12-year-olds. Maybe not.
Right. It's part of the female reproductive system. Do you know any of the other?
Yeah, actually, that's still wrong.
Ovaries, fallopian tubes.
The vagina? Since when you have your period, that's where the blood comes out.
That's right.
I don't remember any of this, but I'm glad they're using appropriate terms and talking about good information.
Over here, I want to show you something. Over by the stove. Just let me
This
give
is
a
the
little
part I remember.
this on. And now, don't get alarmed. I am just being creative.
Mom!
I know. Maybe I should have been a chef instead of a school nurse.
This is my kids every time something comes out of my mouth. Like, oh, let me teach you something. Let me show you. Let me draw you something. Mom! It's always something.
Now, about once a month, your hormones cause one of your 2 ovaries to release an egg that travels through the fallopian tubes into the uterus. At the same time, the uterus is building up a thick lining of tiny blood vessels and soft tissue so that the egg will have a place to grow into a baby if it's fertilized. If the egg is not fertilized, the lining is not needed, and this breaks down into a reddish fluid.
Great information. I like that they included that it was red. I feel like we often have to critique these videos by not including or showing or at least saying that it's blood and it will be red. This one, they seem to have already understood that going into it, but for the people watching, it's helpful.
And that's Dad.
It's gonna be a beautiful day.
Oh, wonderful. Get everything?
Yep. Sir.
Wonderful. We'll have breakfast in a few minutes. Okay. See you, honey.
I'll go wash up.
He bought that?
Sure. He's the one who went to the store.
Oh my god, I love it. I didn't know that little old me was watching feminist propaganda in my tiny rural Texas school during, the height of purity culture. Of course, he can buy you pads or tampons. He's the one who went to the store. What a wonderful thing to include.
I got it.
Did you get what you were waiting for?
Yeah. Oh, but it's no big deal.
Okay.
Isn't it weird that she mailed their invitations to them and they were like friends that they go to school together every day and had sleepovers? Like, my mom would have been like, no, we're not buying stamps. You can hand them those invitations at school. Yeah, actually, I wonder if Procter & Gamble made kits that look like that, because I feel like when we watched this, they gave us a kit in a purple box that looked like that. Is that what this is? Is it a period kit?
Well, I need them now.
What? You got it? Ham, that's great. I should give you something special. To celebrate. Here, it's yours.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Looks nice on you.
But I still need the pads.
Okay, you can have these too.
Thanks.
Product placement.
Mom will buy some, but you're going to be getting your period just about every month for the next 35 years. What did you think? That they grew under your bed? You have to go to a store and buy them. Maybe in your new hat, nobody will recognize you.
Hi, I'm home. Hey, Mom, guess what?
Okay, that was super cute. I must admit, it was a bit sparse on the information, and I am a little disappointed because in my head, there were many pancakes made, not just the one uterus and 2 tiny ovaries. But you know what? I'm giddy that I found this and that I got to watch it with you. A bit disappointing on the information point. I never want to watch 17 minutes of people in 90s clothes teaching me so little again in my whole life, but that was an experience that I'm glad that we had, and this will forever be one of the most adorably meaningful videos that I've ever made. So thank you for being here today. I hope that you learned something, but I don't know how you could have. I will see you next Monday. Oh, and if you want to watch other sex ed videos, a lot of them have way better learning points than this one did. I'll link a playlist of all of them right over here somewhere on the screen so that you can watch a few more. See you next Monday or Friday. I've been uploading twice a week sometimes, so it'll be a surprise. And then you'll say, I got it!